Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coach Jerry here. Just gonna finish my notes up and then we're gonna go live. All right. Well, I'm just gonna get started here, and people can hop on as they come across, or can watch it later, or the case may be. This is being streamed live to Facebook, my Facebook group, and YouTube, so you can catch it on any of those channels. But just to introduce myself for those who aren't aware, my name is Jerry Kuykendall, Coach Jerry. I am the owner and founder of Biohacking Truth, where we basically help people find the ultimate state of fulfillment through purpose and transformation. And for some, it's pain in the body. For some, it's excess weight, lacking in strength. And for some, it's just being lost in life. Maybe they're in a career or a job that they're just not excited about. And so life is too short to put up with that nonsense. So we help people get to the root cause. We source it, we reverse it, we empower them. They get to know themselves better than ever. And then you're just a new person after working with us. So today I want to talk about something that's come up quite a bit lately in my interactions with clients and with prospects online. And a lot of times I talk to people and they are consistently telling me what it is that they want in life. And so, as you can imagine, as a transformation coach that works through finding purpose in people's life, this comes up quite a bit. And it makes people think about what they really want in life. And that's what I challenge people to do. What is it that you want in life? And I apologize for the shirtless presentation today. I'm working in the office and doing some dirty work, and my shirt was actually just filthy, so I really couldn't go live with that shirt on. But back to where I was. So a lot of times, when you're a transformation coach and your content is geared towards challenging people to think about what it is they truly want to be in life. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? What's the long view? That attracts a lot of people who are tied into what they want. And they think that the reason why they're not happy is because they're overweight, or that, their back hurts because they sit too much, or they're in a job that they hate and they think it's the boss's fault or the coworker's fault or whatever the case may be. And what they're really not in touch with is, what is it that this current situation is not providing you as far as your values are concerned, right? In other words, you are not fulfilled. What is it that's unfulfilled about this situation? And people in general are just really out of touch with this as a whole, right? So have you ever gone on a weight loss journey? Have you ever had great success? Maybe you enrolled with a coach and, you got to be tagged in a lot of posts. You got tagged in a 10-pound loss post, and you got tagged in a 15-pound loss post, and 25, 30, 45, 50, right? And you were just on top of the world, and it felt so good, and you were so motivated. But somewhere along the line, you lost motivation. You lost the ability to stay immersed in that process. And maybe your relationship with that particular coach or trainer ended, and the results stuck around for a little while. And then after life happens for months, and months turn into years, you slowly revert back to your old habits. Has that ever happened to you? Or maybe you've had a stretch in the gym, or several stretches in the gym where you remain consistent. Maybe you've got a group you can work out with. Maybe you join a class like CrossFit or Orange Theory Fitness. Maybe it's yoga, something like that. And you were able to be motivated and stay immersed in the process for an extended period of time. But somewhere along the line, you just lost interest, or you lost motivation, or you lost energy. Maybe your group petered out on you. Maybe you didn't like the new instructor at your group fitness class, whatever the case may be. But if that's something that has happened to you and you form some sort of belief that for whatever reason you can't do this, I invite you to stick around to the end of this video because I think this might really touch on something for you. And another example is staying in jobs we hate. This is I think an epidemic in this country. We are definitely tied into a need to provide. We need to support ourselves. We need to put food on the table. We need to pay the bills. We need to do all that. But I think we're led into this illusion that, and I talked about this on live last week, but we get caught up in the lipstick, tits and ass of the job. And yeah, again, apologize if that triggers anybody, but it's really like an impactful way to put it, because we get stuck being attracted to the benefits, the wage we've incurred, the vacation time, and all that is super important. But really what that does is give us relief from the current situation that we're in. Right. And so I guess that the ideal goal would be, the bullseye would be to find a career that you don't ever need a vacation from. It doesn't mean you'll take vacation, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say there. So all of these are choices. It's our choice to not keep the weight off. It's our choice to stop going to the gym. It is our choice to remain in that job. Right. And we making those choices based on a delusion or an illusion that we have formed, a belief that we have formed. And, those beliefs may or may not be programmed into us. And that's up to you to decide. So just some examples of how being tied into what you want versus what you value can manifest in real life, right? So ask yourself right now, what is it that you want to accomplish this year? What is it that you want to be different when you look back in 1 year from now? What is an issue today that will no longer be an issue? What is something that's on your mind today that will no longer be on your mind? What are thought cycles, ruminations, limiting beliefs that are going on in your mind right now that in 1 year will not be going on? That is a good representation of what it is that you want, what it is that you want to transform. Now, the next level is, why do you want that? Right? But that's not enough to ask it like that. What we need to ask is, what value does this represent? What need does this fulfill? What purpose is this leading me towards? So if you want to lose 50 pounds, awesome. Why? Because you want to look like what you see in the mirror. Why? Because I want to have more energy. Why? So if you have an energy desire, what value does that tie into? Maybe you have a value of staying active. Maybe you have a value of keeping up with your kids or your grandkids. Maybe you have a value of being able to do whatever you want in life whenever you want. Maybe you have a value of traveling a lot, and traveling takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? And as far as the weight loss, what's that tied into? Is it tied into your vanity? Or is it tied into a long-term goal of longevity? Maybe you're like me. Maybe you don't want to be living to be 120 and the last 60 years of it is going to be spent on medications, connected to some sort of medical devices, having to see certain providers, practitioners and experts and specialists every week or every month or several times a year for the rest of your life. So maybe that is a value of yours, and you're sensing that being overweight or obese or weak or in pain is completely out of alignment with that value of yours. But if you're not in touch with that value, in other words, like if that is a deep value of yours, but you just lump that in, you just conflate that with all your wants in life, can you see how we can bounce around to so many things, right? It's weight loss. Oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, I need to get in the gym. Oh, I need to learn how to squat and bench and deadlift. Because our ego can take over and give us mixed messages. So what the ego wants is tied into the soul's mission, but it's not the soul's mission. And the soul always wins. The soul always wins. And so if you're on a weight loss goal, right? If you have a shitty job situation and then all of a sudden you think, boy, I could climb the ladder in this position, then I'll be happy when I make more money. So you take a value, which may be to have a winning work environment, to have leaders that care and leaders that hold people accountable and team members that are bought into the mission and are doing their part. but you're not in that situation, but you see an opportunity to earn more. And then all of a sudden you are falling into this trap of believing that you have a value around earning all this money. And this is the place to do it and the only place to do it. And so how many other values are being sacrificed and being put on the shelf in pursuit of that financial legacy, right? And this happens all the freaking time, all the time. And so what isn't happening there is honoring those values that we stated earlier. So that is being completely violated. So the answer to the question is, the question that needs to be answered is, why do you want to climb the ladder to success here and earn all this money? Not that earning money is bad, not that climbing the ladder to success is bad. Quite the contrary, quite the contrary. If you're making a lot of money, you're making a lot of impact. If you're making a lot of impact, what are you making an impact in? So if you find something that is suited towards your skill set, suited towards your interests, suited towards your talents and abilities, and something that really gets you excited when you think about it. Now imagine being in that environment and then making an impact great enough to be able to earn a bunch of money. You see how that is clicking and checking off so many values on the list. It's checking off a lot of boxes, killing a lot of birds with one stone. Whereas in the other situation where nothing in the work environment is right except the earnings and the growth potential, then it's only checking one or two boxes. And your soul will not let you forget about all those other boxes that are unchecked. And we can't compensate for that by trips to Hawaii, days on the lake, bottles of wine, sex. We can't compensate for that. It will never balance out. So we got to get in touch with what we value, not what we want. And succinctly, honestly, losing touch with our values is what's got us here. Because anything that you're bothered by, anything that you want to transform, right? Yeah, it's tied into image. It's tied into our own limiting beliefs and maybe shutting someone up who doubted us. There's all that going on too. But deep down, the only reason why it affected you like that is because there's a value of yours that needs to be expressed. There's a value of yours that needs to be nurtured. There's a value of yours that needs to be given life. And somewhere along the line in life, we lost that. And we sensed that. And we felt an emptiness that is really our essence. But that's a different life. But we felt this emptiness and we labeled it as lack and something's missing. And then that's when it starts. Something's missing. So I want an Oreo cookie. Something's missing. So I want to check out and binge watch some Netflix or scroll social media mindlessly, not looking for anything that's going to help me grow. That's the start. And then we start building these habits, right? And these habits are meant to escape the feeling of emptiness or the feeling of lack. That's really just a message from our soul saying, hey, you need to look here. You need to look here. So no matter what we're embarking on, no matter what mission that we're trying to accomplish, no matter what we're trying to transform in our life, it's got to be heavily tied into what we value, not what we want. We can want to lose weight. We can want to look great naked. We can want to perform better in the bedroom. We can want to have more energy so we can keep up with the grandkids. But we got to ask ourselves why. We got to ask ourselves why. And in the mindset game right now, obviously we know, what is your why? What is your why? What is your why? It's so cliche. It's a very important question to get down to. But what is your why and what value is that going to nurture? Because at the end of the day, it's your deep-seated core values that drive you. And the more you're living in alignment with those deep-seated core values, and the more that those deep-seated core values are tied into your big purpose for yourself, for how you show up to your tribe and how you impact the world, the more those are directly tied in, the more you're living in alignment. And when you're living in alignment, it's just like a fine-tuned instrument. It plays nicely and it sounds good when you play it. But if you're living out of alignment, if you're playing a bunch of sour notes in life, and you really think it's because your pants are fitting too tight, right? I'm here to tell you that that is a level of awareness and a relationship with yourself and your purpose and your goals that is not sustainable. That is not sustainable. It's like you're trying to drive from California to New York with one tank of gas. It'll go good at the start, but eventually you're going to run out. So that's all I had for you today. I just want to keep it rather short and sweet, but it's a very poignant thing to get a hold of. And the danger here, the danger here is that it sounds cliche. It sounds a little, oh yeah, pie in the sky. But at the end of the day, what is the flaw in that logic? Like, think about it. The deeper you go with your motivation, the more likely it is that it's going to last. The more likely it is it's going to last. So if we want to stay at the superficial level of all of our goals and our dreams and our objectives, that's fine. That's our prerogative. But you're really running the risk of just wasting your time. Just wasting your time. A lot of start and stop efforts, January 1st, see it all the time. All the time. I got a lot of Facebook friends every January are committed, and they're showing pictures of their food, and they're sharing results from their runs or their treadmill workout or whatever the case may be. But come March, April, you're not hearing about it again, right? And then next year they do it again. Next year they do it again. Next year they do it again. They're tied into what they want. They're not tied into what they value. And if you think that you value junk food and you think that you value, doing things that aren't really healthy for hours and hours on end, if you really think you value that, I would invite you to really check into that. Because what value does that serve? Like, what higher purpose does that serve? And we're all here to serve a higher purpose. That's just part of our soul's mission. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got for you. If stuff like this is interesting to you, if it really resonates with you, and you're interested in hearing more, or maybe getting an opportunity to work with me, I've got a great opportunity right now. I'm looking for busy professionals and parents who are really just stressed out, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some groups, and we're going to teach you how to dismantle your stress, right? Both in the short term for relief and at the root cause for long term. So it's going to be a 3-month program. We're going to teach you how to dismantle your stress. We're going to teach you how to trace your triggers, find out what they mean. And we're also going to lose weight. And so anybody that's in this group should, depend on how much weight you need to lose. But, if you got quite a bit of weight to lose, you could reasonably easily expect to lose 20 to 30 pounds in this. And it's going to be very minimal focus on like what you're eating. So that tells you like how, and I'll guarantee these results, just like any of my other program, I'm guaranteeing these results. So if you don't get there at the end of the 12 weeks, we'll work together on a more specific route until you do. But I really believe this is the secret to people getting to where they need to go. They need to learn to master themselves. You need to learn what it is that makes you tick. You need to learn what triggers you and be able to source that back. Because once you can source it back, then you can really use this at any time, whether you're at a stoplight, if you're in an argument with your spouse, if your boss is coming across really obtuse and condescending and punching down on you. Like, being able to trace this stuff back and dismantle it is really the key to self-mastery. Because you're the one that gets in your way. I'm the one that gets in my way. Through our path to our purpose, to living in alignment, there's all sorts of things that get in the road as we're going along the way, things that come in our path. Now, they can stop you dead in your tracks, or they can cause you to go off a complete side road and distract you and halt your progress for months on end. Or you can just drive right over them like they don't exist. And that's what we're going to teach you to do in this program. So like I said, it's about a 12-week program, looking for small groups, busy professionals and parents, people that don't have a lot of time, deal with a lot of stress. I'm going to teach you to dismantle your stress and lose weight and learn to master yourself. This program is not for people that are just dabbling. This program is not for people that think that they just want to lose weight or feel better during the day because they're overly stressed, but they're really not interested in getting down to the nuts and bolts of it. If that's you, if you're just dabbling, that's okay. That's part of your journey. And whatever's important to you is what is important to you. Maybe that ties into a different set of values that I didn't mention today. And if that's you, that's awesome. It's just not for you. Okay. But if you are serious, if you're serious about stopping this start and stop process with the weight loss or the stress management or pain in the body or gym routine, whatever it is, if you're tired of sabotaging your efforts, if you're tired of not knowing why you just can't seem to make something stick, why you can't seem to make it last, this is for you. Okay. Again, I'm guaranteeing the results. The price will be hot. It's right now, I haven't landed on a final price point here, but I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around a third of the cost of the investment price of my one-on-one program. So, and you will get one-on-one time with me. So there'll be group effort, group time, group discussion. You will learn from the coaching of the other group members, and you also get one-on-one time with me every single month. Okay. So if that's interesting to you, just go ahead and leave a comment down below, DM me. You can email me, jerry@biohackingtruth.com, and we'll get you going. We'll get you on the list. So I'm going to be compiling names for the next week or two, and then after that, I'll be reaching out and building our roster, and we'll get going. So I thank you guys for tuning in. If anyone tuned in, or for watching it later. If you watched it later, I thank you for taking the time to watch it. If you do like it, please share. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would sure appreciate a like, a share, and a subscribe. That would be awesome. Help the channel grow. And I'm up to over 100 subscribers now, so that's a big deal for me. But yeah, I just appreciate anybody for tuning in. And if you ever need anything, my DMs are open. You can reach me direct. I gave you my email, and you can reach out to me on my personal cell number anytime you want, 406-241-3763. I can't state how much I appreciate all the love and support, guys. And if there's anything you need, I'm here for you. Peace, much love, and live well.